Hello, my name is Jahlon, and I run the Paradox Guild on the Sulphira server. So if you're on Sulphira and you need something, feel free to send me an in-game message or mail. For more information about Archeage or Atlas Reactor, visit our webpage at www.paradoxgaming.net, or you can send us an email at the address below. Before we get started today, I want to say thank you to everyone who helped Paradox reach 100 subscribers on YouTube. From the people who helped me get my audio levels right, to the people who publicized the channel, thank you. I especially want to thank Savannah Lynn for plugging my website and YouTube, and Slipshield for getting us those last few subscribers. Now instead of everyone yelling at me for having a channel name with a bunch of random characters, you can yell at me for a channel name that's just way too long. But there it is, www.youtube.com/c/Paradox Gaming Network. Originally, I was going to run the Paradox giveaway until June 17th, but since we only had 8 people comment, and then to celebrate the 100th subscriber, what I did was mail 100 gold to each of the 8 people who had added a comment. You can see those names below. The next Paradox giveaway will be in Apex. Obviously, this will have to happen on either Sulphira or Suroth, where I have them. You may add a comment, a question, basically anything you want on any video in the Archeage 101 series from this video, part 4, onward. You will only receive credit for 1 comment per video. The contest will conclude when the subscriptions for the Paradox YouTube channel reach 200. I have a few other giveaways that will be given out at random to people who comment, ask good questions, or provide good answers. Welcome back to Archeage 101. Today's episode revolves around leadership. Leadership was one of those special currencies that I said a new player didn't need to worry about. However, since you're going to be getting it at all the events that you should be doing for Honor and Gilda, I wanted to make sure you understood what to do with it. So today's episode is really in 2 parts. The first part, I'm going to break down leadership and everything that goes with it, namely how you use it, why you want it, and how to get it. After that, I'm going to give you some guides on the main ways you get it, which will really tie in our Honor from the last episode, and you'll have an explanation for the main events you'll be going to for Honor, and you'll get leadership along the way. Finally, I'll mention all the other ways to get it, for when you decide you are ready to chase leadership and be a faction hero. Leadership really only has one practical value, which is inside the hero system. Leadership isn't a full currency, it's just this sort of half currency. Inside the hero system, it has 2 parts. One is the ability to vote, and the other is the ability to be a candidate for hero. You currently have to have 200 leadership to vote in the hero elections, and you need to have 500 leadership to be considered a candidate. Beyond that though, to be a candidate, you need to be in the top 20 on your faction to be eligible for election. And then to be a hero, you have to be chosen as one of the 10 most popular people from that top 20. So as we go into game, we come to community, hero, and this brings up the current month. Now when I say the current month, a lot of people struggle with the idea that on their character sheet, they also have leadership, and they start to get confused as to why the numbers don't line up. This 1,265 for me is how much I've earned this month. You'll notice if I go to Gengar, he has 1,700 this month. But when I go to the current heroes, he had 2,586 last month. So this is the current board of heroes, and this is currently the top 20. And there I am at number 6. So if I was running for hero this month, I would be eligible because I already have more than 500 and I'm in the top 20. So the next question is, why do you want to vote in the hero system? The first several times you vote, starting with the second, you complete an achievement and you get a voter's gift box. Inside this box is a labor boost, 10 merit badges, 10 Gilda stars, and 10 warriors medals. Now I know it doesn't seem like that's a really big benefit, but if you remember from last week, I talked about all those currencies. So this is just a free, easy way to 1, help a friend become a hero, and 2, get yourself just a little something for the trouble. The bigger question is, why do you want to be a hero? Jahlon's opinion is I would not want to be a hero again. I was a hero for 6 months for 6 months under a completely different set of rules, and I thought that set of rules was maddening at the time. There is a huge tangible reward for being hero, though. 3 things you get for being hero is the cloak, the ability to get one of the top 3 hero chests, and the ability to recall people to your capital 5 times per day. To talk about the cloak, for someone who's gotten their guild cloak, these aren't too bad. However, once you have your guild cloak at the Ionid level, your personal cloak is going to be better. If you are a hero and you're going to be online but AFK, go to your hero hall and put your hero cloak on so people can get their better buff when they pray to the statue. You ever wonder why you see that mobilization box appear on your screen so often? This is why. Each of the hero candidates is required to use their mobilization orders between 75 and 100 times a month. For those heroes that are going for the top box, the Eternal box, they have to use 100 mobilization orders, and they can only use 5 per day. The rings that I'm going to show you in a second, those are worth it for the month after you're elected. However, the big reward for being a hero is the Vivid Earth Luniscale Mastery. As you can see, I have 6 toughness 176 gems in my headpiece. The only place these gems come from is that box. So if you decide you're going to be a hero, realize the month after you're elected as a hero, you will be doing the leadership chase. As far as the rings go, the gold and the silver Evernight ring are some of the best in slot rings you can get. As you can see, you can get toughness and resilience at the same time on a ring. No other rings give these stats. Granted, these rings only last for the 30 days after your hero term. A big 3.5 change is that you no longer need to be a hero to use these items. Ironically, the previous system was you could have a hero ring and not be a hero the following month, and you couldn't equip it. So the main events that give you leadership are going to be Crimson Rift and Grimghast Rift, and Crimson Rift is always noon game time. The mobs spawn at 20 after, and Grimghast Rift is always at midnight game time. That's when the packs spawn and you have to move the packs. Crimson Rift can also be done in Sungold Fields at 1800 game time, which is part of the Anthelon spawn. If you're a new player, you're probably not going to be going up to Sungold Fields to do CR. The Hellsea War does give leadership, but it is random now at time. Somebody has to force the zone into war. When it does go into war, there's going to be a quest in Austera or Marianople, depending on your faction, that you can pick up. And then when you turn that quest in, there's going to be another quest in your base. Mistmarrow is at fixed times at 11 Eastern, 4 Eastern, and 9 Eastern. And Luskas are at 1900 Eastern, 1800 Central, and 1600 Pacific. As I said before, if you make the decision that you're going to be a hero, realize that a large part of your gameplay is going to be chasing leadership. And what I mean by that is you're going to be going to a lot more events just for the 10 leadership or the 20 leadership the event gives than you might normally. You might not even go to some of the events. When I cursor back into game, you'll see that I'm at 1,265 leadership versus Gengar, who's at 1,700. Clearly, I'm not chasing leadership. I don't really have a desire to be a hero. This is just the leadership I've gotten. But when you are chasing leadership, you are going to have to go out to Aslera and kill that big eyeball. You're going to have to try to make all the Abyssals. One little side hint on the Abyssal. If you pick up the Abyssal quest and your faction wins, you have about 6 hours to go out there and collect the flag. You can only get the quest credit out at the main island. And don't forget, everybody else, if your faction wins Abyssal, pick up your Sea Knight buff before you log off for the night, and you'll have it going in the next day. Getting back to leadership, giving thumbs. You get 2 leadership when you give thumbs to somebody, or getting thumbs. You can get up to 50 leadership per day if random people like you and they thumbs you up. I'm in a party with my Paradox Gaming character, alt that I use for bits and pieces, and if I click on him, this thumb icon appears. Well, you see the requirements of must be level 30 and up, must with 200 plus leadership. That's 200 plus leadership from the last election cycle. It doesn't matter if you have 201 this month. If you didn't have 200 last month, you can't thumbs people up. But I'm going to use a thumb right now, and I'm going to increase my box so you can see. So thumbs up. If I think this guy is doing a great job leading raids, I'm going to give him a thumbs up. If I think he sucks and I don't want to see him be a hero again, I can give him a thumbs down. But Paradox Gaming has done nothing to me, so I'm going to give him a thumbs up. And as you see right there, to leadership. At the end of the day, the server day, when the server quests reset, there's going to be a box that pops up and it's going to say you've received X number of leadership. And finally, PvPing the enemy faction. This is the single easiest way to get your 50 leadership max for the day, because if you solo kill somebody, that's 10 leadership. If you're a healer like me and you're barding, you will basically leech 1 or 2 leadership off all of the PvPers around you. And yeah, it takes you a lot more time, but I never want to hear somebody say that a healer can't get their leadership for the day. So earlier during Miss Marrow and Luska's discussion, where I rattled off time use very quickly, this is a tool that a lot of people use. It's at archeagetools.com. It's currently not 100% up to date, but they do a pretty good job of updating it when they can. I'm not going to chase down the times for these events because, as I've said a couple of times, I'm not chasing leadership. If I'm online and I see the Battle of Miss Marrow, I might pop in, I might not. If I see Halsey, I might pop in, I might not. But if you want to know when some of the static events are, the address that you need is on the bottom. And that's it, guys. To recap, today we covered leadership. We talked about the objectives of some of the main events, and we talked about other key events for when you decide it's your time to go chasing leadership. And that's everything I have for you today. As a reminder, I'm Jahlon from Sulphira, so if you're on Sulphira and you need help, send me an in-game message or mail. Visit our website at www.paradoxgaming.net or send us an email at support@paradoxgaming.net. That's it. Class dismissed. Hey, you. Yes, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Hit that subscribe button. Watch a couple of more videos. Go check out our website.